So, Chris, how often, and you can be real, I mean, how often do you really just sit back and be like, man, I'm tired. Like, I'm just exhausted.
Ooh, yeah. There's some nights. My wife's got some pictures of me at 8 o'clock at night, just snoozing on the couch, man. Man, I tell you what, she'll
Man,
send me a photo. I'll wake up at like 10 or 15 minutes later, and I'll look at her and be like, "You took a picture of me, didn't you?" Because she's over there like smirking and all, and I'm like, "Oh God," So I mean, is it tiring? Hell yeah, absolutely. But um, that's doing what you love will give you enough energy to keep going, and that's definitely where I'm at. I want to create I got a big goal board. Jeff's seen it at the house. I got a big goal board with
so
a
you set
lot.
goals. You set
Yes,
goals. That's important to you.
yes, and we can dive into that to a
Yeah.
minute if we want. But I have a lot of advantageous, a lot of big goals that I want to hit, and they require money, but they also include like time freedom to be able to buy back, some of that time that we have on Earth, because the one thing that you only have so much amount of time. There's technically an infinite amount of dollars,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
there is no infinite amount of time. So at some point, as an entrepreneur and business person, you want to start like buying back your time, and having people do tasks and things for you that you don't have to do anymore. And that's where true, happiness I think comes, is where you can just, I don't want to do that anymore. I can pay somebody to do that, or somebody
That's
else can do
awesome,
that. And
man.
that's where it really needs to be. And by no means am I there yet, because I'm working 15 hours a
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's where the end goal is to where I still want to work all the time. I still love what I do. But I don't want to hustle 100 hours a week
Yeah.
forever, because it's not possible long term. But for short term, for now, I'm
It'll
definitely willing to
work.
do that. Yeah.
Heck yeah. So, as far as real estate, do you do it all when it comes to real estate? Is real estate just selling properties? And what is it? I mean, I'm not really. I mean, I know about some real estate, I guess, but I'm not really someone who's knowledgeable of.
Yeah. So there's a lot to it. So we'll go down the path that I do for real estate. But what I'll tell people is there's almost too many ways to make money in real estate. And what I mean by that is there's 15 different roads that you go down to buy real estate, or you can buy real estate, you can sell real estate for people, you can wholesale real estate, you can invest in different types of assets. There's so many ways to make money in real estate. So you can't do it all in it. So you got to kind of pick that path. And, the path that we chose are apartments. You can do storage facilities, office spaces, like we're in one right now. Somebody
Yeah.
owns this office
Yeah.
space, and
I rent it.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah. So there's all these different avenues and ways to do it, but we chose apartments, and we chose apartments in two forms. Essentially one that my wife and I own 100%. To all the local stuff, we just own ourselves, and then we do larger apartment complexes that we purchase with partners.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not all ourselves, and then we also raise money from investors, and give them a return on their money. So instead of putting your money into the stock market or something crazy like Bitcoin or all that crap, you can put money into an apartment complex. You own a piece of that asset, and then we will return money to you at a certain percentage, based upon our operations and all that. But our goal is to really,
That's crazy. I did not know that right
yeah,
there.
yeah. Our goal is to double your money every 5 years. So if you give us, $50 or $100,000, today in April of 2024, our goal is to return, if it's 50, 100, if it's 100, 200,000, in 5 years, and double your money every 5 years. And that's a much better return on investment than like a 401k is. Much better than what the stock market is, and all. So that's what the bigger apartment
This is real
side
knowledge
does.
right here.
Yeah.
This is so. What is the bare minimum someone could give you for an investment?
On the apartment stuff, it's usually 25,000, and it depends on how big the apartment complex
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So like the one we bought in Searcy, the minimum was 25. Just because when you're raising hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, like you don't want to have to talk to 180 people to get there.
Oh yeah.
You need to talk to 40 instead.
Oh yeah.
So On a larger deal, it may be like 50 to 100. It just really depends on the size of the property, how much money you need, to raise from people, and then,
That is really great to
just
know,
figuring that
man.
out.
That is crazy. I just had no idea about that part of it, man. I mean, I knew there was investors and stuff, but like that's kind of cool how you could like, I don't know, just guarantee.
Yeah, it's not like it's some weird Ponzi scheme or anything like that. Like you own part of a real asset, like something that has real value to it. Like Bitcoin, like you can't touch it, you can't feel it.
Yep.
A stock, like there used to be paper stocks, but they're really not there now. So in a stock market, you really don't. I mean, you own something kind of tangible, but not really. When people buy Apple stock, they really don't know what the hell they own.
Yeah.
All that they know is that they see it goes up in value kind of over time. In Bitcoin,
Been there.
Yeah,
Been there.
With like Bitcoin, people feel like they own something because it's cool and it's hip, but they have no clue what they're doing with it. It's some magical thing sitting on a cloud server somewhere.
It is, man. It's kind of
and our investors, we have a few from this area. That have driven by the apartment complex and be like, I own a piece of this. Like it's a real thing. There's real people living here. It generates real income. Your Bitcoin don't generate no income. And so it's